Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It is now Saturday night, and this is episode 23, I believe, of my daily videos. And tonight I have an idea of a topic. Finally, I was working earlier and I was talking back and forth with Paul, and one of the things that we do really well is that we think at a very high level, not high level, but when we think or we have these concepts or ideas, we always push each other to constantly imagine what's the best possible outcome or the largest possible version or concept of what we're thinking about. So an example I could use as far as our business, our reptile store, is before we even started selling all the products and all the brands that we do, we always had this vision that we wanted to be competitive with Petco and PetSmart and all these big chains. Now that's always problematic because they of course have the buying power. So for a small shop like ours to profit and be successful, we'd have to move mass quantities, which we didn't have, and we still don't have that capability. But what we did do, and what we currently do in order to plan for that future, is that we price our products to be competitive with them anyway. Now, what that does is, of course, it cuts out our profits, and we don't make as much money as we could, but we're able to slowly siphon away those customers. So even though these big chain stores have these huge price cuts, we're right there with them. Now, the cool thing is, and it's a game of patience. So we can't compete right now, but what we have been able to do over the past almost 4 years that we've been open, is we can start placing larger and larger orders, thus getting bigger and bigger discounts. So even though we weren't very profitable initially with those low prices, as we've grown, as we've gotten bigger and expanded, we've been able to slowly increase our profit margins while still keeping that same competitive price, which by doing that and competing at that level, we can retain a lot of these customers and bring in new customers that would regularly shop at these big chain stores to save money, which is pretty cool. One of the cool things too is that some of our customers actually work at some of these chain stores, which is, I think, pretty impressive that we can help them out and they in turn help us. So, but I guess essentially the idea is, when you're thinking about what you want to do or achieve, think big and work backwards. So if you want to run a marathon, most people can't just go out and run a marathon, but what you can do is you can walk a 5K, you can walk 1 mile, you can walk 2 miles, and then eventually can jog 2 miles or 3 miles, or build it up. So over time, you can eventually hit that marathon 26.2 mile marker. And it's the same thing that we've done with our business. We have a vision of what we want our business to become, and we're working backwards and making strides, these little tiny actions that add up in order to hit the big benchmark where we can be competitive with anybody in the retail space or even online. And that's the goal. So wanted to give you a little bit of, did you tell him? Sorry, I just tell him what? Subscribe. I got a new roommate. He wants to. I'll tell him. Subscribe to the channel. You're wearing my snowboarding jacket? Yeah, it's your snowboarding jacket. And why? Because I'm drinking beer. The beer's cold. The beer's cold? Yeah, of course. You're wearing a snowboarding jacket. Yeah, that's dumb. I'll tell him. He subscribe to my channel, I guess. Yeah, just hit the like button. But that's Jack. You'll probably see him later on. Subscribe to the channel. Think big, work back. I know. Think big, work backwards, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, just hit the like button. All right.